Hello, everybody. I don't think anybody's on here. I guess I must have popped on a little too late. I wanted to do this earlier, but I did a lot of spring cleaning today, despite it being my birthday. There was no place to go, and nobody to do anything with. But I'll show you my birthday cake that I made for myself. It's really beautiful, and those are my favorite flowers. Actually, this is the cake itself. It was just so beautiful. It was round, but I didn't have enough ingredients for frosting. I made a half a cake the other night, and I only used a little bit of it, or half of that, and here's the other half. And I don't have enough butter to make more frosting. So what I did was I scooped out the middle, and then I filled it up with chocolate frosting. Said if it's going to be between vanilla and chocolate, it's definitely going to be chocolate. And then I decorated it a little bit with the violets. And I thought anybody watching, would you guys can share a piece with me. So violets are edible, by the way. They candy them. You put them in sugar. You first heat the sugar, and you get it so it's a little sticky. And then you roll the violets in them. So this is what it looks like now. And I'll just cut one little piece. And let's see what it looks like on the inside. Oh, it looks beautiful. It does. It looks beautiful. And you know what? The cake is really light. And it's the coronavirus cake. And I kind of added some things to the recipe and made it a little more clearer. So this is what the inside looks like. Instead of frosting on the inside, we have frosting. Frosting on the outside, we have frosting on the inside. I don't know if you can look at that. Oh, it's just chock full of that delicious chocolate frosting. That's better than frosting on the outside, isn't it? Well, I guess I'll make a video now because maybe everybody who watches me might be asleep now. So I'll just take one bite. It looks so good. Oh, wow, that's totally almost all frosting. So I'll be a good girl and I put turbinado sugar in here instead of confectionery sugar. What you do is you melt it, you mix it with water. Take about, let's say you're half a cup to a cup, and then you throw some water in, like a half a cup of water. And I keep putting it in the microwave and stirring it until it gets like syrup, basically. Then you pour it in, and then I added some turbinado sugar just so there'd be a crunch to the frosting and a little extra sweetness. It's so good. I mean, it's so good. It's such, Oh my God. So, I guess can't go out and have a glass of wine. Neither do I have a friend to come over and have a glass of wine with me either. Oh, this is my Chromebook, and it's not a very good camera at all. So I look a little different, but one day I'll have a real computer like the big guys. But I usually use my cell phone, and it does a good job. But since YouTube won't let me go over 1,000 subscribers, I don't know why. I was over a little bit, like maybe a couple to 300 over 1,000 at one point. And then now it's just under 1,000. And no matter what I gain, I always lose. So they kind of, it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Maybe I should just make sandwiches, go on live and make a sandwich in a bikini. Somebody suggested that I do that. And maybe if I did that, I'd have over 1,000 subscribers and I could do this on the phone. And I could do it earlier. Anyway, let's take a look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh, look at all that frosting. That's what it should be. Cake on the outside, frosting on the inside. I did a nice job of cutting it around, just a little, this much cake. Then I scooped it out. It's absolutely delicious. I wish you were sharing it with me. I wish I was sharing it with somebody. I don't even have a candle, but I made myself some masala tonight. I don't have any paneer. I don't have any fresh mozzarella, and I don't have enough light cream. And I added too many spices, so it was really hot. So that was the exciting dinner I made myself. But I did a lot of cleaning, a lot of sweeping, a lot of organizing of the trash and recyclable, and really trying to do a good spring cleaning. So that's how I spent my birthday. And yeah, so thank you for popping in. If somebody, look at somebody is popping in. Holy jeez. I wrote all you guys off. Nobody's going to pop in. Okay, let me read. Hi, hon. Happy birthday from Three Stooges. Hi. I wish I could hear your voice. You can ask me a question. And there's Adrian Merrick. He's the famous one. He was the one who was here, and we were talking about Bigfoot and how we can't, Canadians can't say Sasquatch. He was here. We're talking about Elvis, and it was a sacred night because it's anniversary of Elvis's death. And I was being sacred about it, but I don't think he was being very sacred about it. Terrible. Let's see. He said, stepped in to say hi. Have to run. Gotta drive. Oh, too bad. And there's Eric H26. Hello and happy birthday, Wicked Fiddlina. Thank you very much. And Eric, there's another Eric H26, and he's a yum. Okay, you must be looking at my cake. It's my cake. Isn't the picture terrible? It's actually, it's really awful. It's like, I should do a fun drive. Please just get me a computer so I can have a nice webcam and do this right. And say, Jim M., if you speak the truth, you'll be repressed. Well, that makes sense. That's probably the reason why I've been on this thing for over 2 years now. And I just say what I want to say. And sometimes I'm a little hesitant on saying certain things. But I usually just come out with the truth. Wearing a green dress today because emerald is the birthstone of May, and so is lily of the valley. They're not blooming yet, so here's my fake ring from China. Fake emerald ring from China. It's a lovely emerald dress. So that's why I'm wearing green today. And let's see what else have we got here. Eric, Jim M said that if you speak the truth, you'll be repressed. Eric H26, my birthday is soon. It's on the 26th. Oh, in numerology, you're an 8, which is a Saturn. And 8s are helpers of everyone. It's a very good number to be. Obviously, I'm a 7. Jim M. Happy B. Thank you, Jim M. Okay, Eric H26. The camera isn't that, but really? I look completely different. I look like I'm dead. Practically all dead. I'm nearly all dead. So maybe if I put this, see if it's a little closer, it's a little better. I think I put it over here. Is that a little better? This is where my tripod is, where I do my videos. Okay, so that is a little bit better now. Moving it, yeah. I still look really pale, but let's see. Jim M. Green and red, perfect combo. Thank you. Phil Sarrazin. Oh, is your my okay? Yes, this is my longtime friend from social media. He's a very, very good man, very close to God. Uh, and I am so happy you joined me. And I don't, how many people? Oh, six. Let me, 6 people watching and 3 upvotes. Okay, that's great. So we had some changes today in Massachusetts. Apparently the gun shops can open, but only 5 people can be in it. Apparently Dan Connolly went to court. They hired him as a lawyer and said that you have to open actually was it gun shops and the golf courses were closed. And he's the guy, when he was in office, he had a judge let this Somali immigrant go who came here, robbed 2 banks, and they only gave him 9 months in prison for each one. And it was an armed robbery. Because if it's a year, he'll be deported, and we don't want somebody who comes here and robs our banks to be deported. So what happened was he got out, and there was 2, I think they were engaged or newly married, and they were also immigrants to this country, but they didn't come in illegally. They came in legally, and he slit their throats. And I think they were from Africa too. So what a shame. But so he really does get the job done. So the gun shops will be open because Charlie Baker closed them. But only 5 people can get in there at a time. And the golf courses, the gun shops can't open until Saturday at noon. And the golf courses, you can't use the carts, because if you use the carts, even though you're outside in the sun, I don't know. So you have to walk everywhere. So it's kind of crazy, but there's some, and then General Flynn is totally exonerated. And as it turned out, the FBI met him in the hallway and just casually said hello to him. And then they asked him a question, and he didn't give the truth because he didn't think it was under investigation. He just basically said nothing. He didn't want to get into it until he talked to Trump about it. And they said, as it turns out, they set him up. Obama set him up. And it seems like, remember I wrote in one of my videos, this is sedition. Apparently, all that is true about the spying and Obama setting him up. And because he was going to be in a position where he was going to find out all the stuff that Obama did, how Obama spied on Trump, how they did the fake dossier. He was going to be in a position to find that out. And this is a general. This is a general that served many presidents, who went to war for us many times. He's a good man. And he pleaded guilty only because they were going to destroy his son. It's absolutely terrible. But he was going to be in the position to find out what Obama did and all the shenanigans, all the bad stuff he did. And I've told you already, the reason why they're doing all this is because they don't want Trump in there. If he's in there, he can figure out all the crimes that not only the Obama administration did and Hillary, but the presidents before that. They wanted him out of there. Or they want Trump. That's what they've been occupying Trump all this time, trying to take him out. And taking his credentials away, or taking his, you can't listen to him. You can't listen to him, whatever she said about Obama, or Obama did this, or Hillary did that. He's under investigation. He's going to be impeached. He colluded with, right? They were trying to make him a criminal, and a criminal has no veracity. But that's exactly what I thought, and that's what I heard Joe did to Jennifer today. That's exactly what he said, that was in a position to find all this out. And I had said, they don't want him in there because, not just because she lost, but because the crimes, he will have no time to investigate any of the crimes that Obama did in that administration. And never mind Libya, we bombed it for 10 months before it fell. And now the Africans, Black Africans, are being sold on auction blocks. So let's see. I see looks like there's more here. Happy birthday. Okay. Hey, hun, happy birthday. Okay. Rump Roastwich, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Three Stooges, you should do live more often. It allows us to get to know you better. Okay, then I will do that. I'm starting to get, and I don't know why. I don't think the coronavirus cake. What's not really? This is a violet cake, but it's based on that recipe. Something's giving me an asthma attack. I don't know what the heck it is. Maybe I should have more cake. The only answer. So let's see. Okay, where did I read that? I should get to know you better. Yeah. Happy birthday. Joe, hi there, Joe Dirt. Do I look okay? Did you see me the other day, Joe? The dress I wore? I was thinking of you. I didn't realize it after I put it on. I put my bra on. And I started filming when I go, okay, it looks good. And the Easter show, I did that out of the King James Version because I know you like that. And I love that too. It's beautiful. The poetry in that is just beautiful. But I was thinking of you. Here it is. Here it is. That's the King James Version. And that's the Queen's seal. And this was done for the anniversary, the 500th anniversary of the King James Version. So that was 1611. Yeah. No, 400th anniversary, 1611. But isn't that beautiful? And I got a bunch of them because they went half price because people weren't buying them. I came right from England for the wedding of Kate Middleton and the prince. Do you want to see my dolly? Oh, look at the skirt. It's got a ruffle on the bottom like a mermaid. It's green. I could have gotten any color, but it's got a mermaid ruffle on it. For that wedding, it's my dolly. I'm still a little girl. I'm not grown up yet. So here I'm talking about the Bible. But because I am a minister, I got a bunch of them, and the guy, so he just gave me a bunch of them from England. It was kind of nice that he appreciated the fact that I bought so much stuff. I bought a lot of stuff, souvenirs for that wedding, because my Aunt Anne was missing England, and she's we don't know where she is now. Her daughter took her away. Didn't see her for 8 years, and then took her away. And so I would buy things for her so she would remember living in England. So that's makes me sad. So okay, so Joe, there's Joe. Happy birthday, darling. You look great. I do look great. But you can see the camera's pretty cheap. But I'll try to do this. I'll try my other computer, the really old one. Maybe that might look better. Well, okay, let's see. Did I read everybody here? I'm glad you popped in, Joe. Joe, did you see the Easter? Well, I didn't do it on Easter, I think because it was raining, and the front door blew open. 2 doors blew open, and here I am going, the dogs are barking. I could have lost the dogs. See, the front door needs to be fixed. It's totally broken. and I don't have the money. So the wind was blowing in. I couldn't do anything on Easter. But I want to do that for you, Joe. That was actually had you in mind. Hi, G. Will. How you doing? Happy birthday. What about the live stream with Rob of Deflate? He hasn't got back to me. I gave him my email address, and we're supposed to do a live stream, but he hasn't got back to me, so we can chat about it. But I'm open to doing it, and I'll make sure my asthma. I'm actually going through a severe asthma attack from wearing one of those masks that we're supposed to wear. Dust got in it, so I had to keep breathing in the dust. Does that make any sense? It does make it, and it's hard. You get shortness of breath carrying groceries and having a mask on. It's really bad for some people with asthma. So, okay. So if you talk to Rob, say that I'm open to doing it, and I'll probably use a better computer. But I can go on forever talking about God. It's very easy. See me talking in my videos about God, religions. It's really easy. I just know a lot. Okay, Three Stooges. You look fantastic. Jeez. Maybe you guys see me differently than... Oh yeah, here is better. So I put it here. Here's better. Okay. If there's any questions you want to ask me, here I am. And I think I answered everything here, but if there's anything you want to ask me, get to know. My doggy out there is barking. He's on the patio. He's only barking because he wants to come in. And he doesn't realize I'm on live camera at the moment. So if there's, let's see what else happened today. There's a lot of big news today. Oh, that the hairdresser in Dallas, Texas, I think her name is Kelly. She was arrested because dog grooming salons can open and you can bring your dogs, but hair salons you couldn't. And she and the people who work for her, they're not getting enough money to eat. And so she said, I'm just going to open up the shop because they're not eating and they have children and they're giving the food to the children. And she said that if that's what you have to do, then I'll go to jail, but I will not close my shop. That's in Dallas, and Dallas is a Democrat city. And that's who threw her in jail, was a Democrat judge appointed by Obama. But she got out, and the reason why the guy there in Massachusetts was able to get the gun shops open was because they're violating our civil rights. And since we still have the rights, our Bill of Rights, we still have those rights. Once the Democrats see, this might be the reason why Trump said everything he said was just suggestions. It was not law. And the governors have the right to run the state the way they want. What I think he did was he showed you that you get these Democrats in power, it will be like Hitler on steroids. What are they doing? Another 2 weeks, another month. Oregon, there's only 100 people who got COVID. And they're not going to open until July. And they're saying the masks, we have to wear them to the end of the year. They're crazy. And by quarantining us in the house instead of being outside in the sun, you're actually making us sicker. And the reason why during the wintertime we get sick versus the summer, first of all, the UV light will kill it. And humidity in the air, the moisture pockets that leave your mouth when you talk. During the winter time, you have a chance of catching it. But the summertime, when the air is full of moisture, the pockets don't fly because the air is already soaked. When molecules are already soaked with moisture, they can't absorb any more molecules. so it doesn't go off in the air. That's summertime. And it kills the viruses instantly. And because people are out. We're out of our houses. We're doing things outside in the sunshine. So these viruses go away and die. But what are they doing? They say, oh, we're going to have to wear these masks all through the summer, which people are going to say, I'm just not going to go out. And if we have to wear these masks and we're sick, oh, this is my birthday present that came today. I call it my birthday present because I was waiting forever for them to send it to me. And I said, look, please. Oh, I ordered blue. Face masks. This is what I got today. And I ordered it myself for my birthday. But wearing a cloth face mask every single day, outside, nobody's going to get well. We're going to stay inside. It's going to be just like winter, and it's going to be hot. And the virus, bacteria, disease grows in heat. So what's going to happen is it's going to get worse. We're going to stay sick, and they know it. And they're showing you that you give the Democrats power. And I keep saying one party rule. That's the reason why they got and in Massachusetts, you can't get Section 8 housing. Veterans can't get Section 8 housing. That's why they didn't put it on the docket to vote on so veterans can get it, instead of people from the Dominican Republic who are coming here to sell fentanyl. They're coming here just on the weekends, and they're taking the housing for veterans. So if it's on the docket and they vote on it, or even if they don't vote on it, the reporters come in every day and look at the docket. And then they will report that the House of Representatives in the state of Massachusetts voted that the Section 8 housing goes not to disabled citizens who need a place to live. Disabled citizens, when they go on the street, you have to get medication. And you get your medication, and it's drugs. It's illegal drugs, and it's alcohol. And you end up dying. People can't live on the streets, and you're an American citizen. And veterans on the street. That's why they're out there saying, veteran, have no place to live. So people would see that and say, what? You're flying. You see, Obama started flying them from the border directly to Massachusetts, put them in Fort Devens, which is an old Army barracks. It's all fixed up nice. It's wonderful for them. They apply to be on the dole, and they're given Section 8 housing. So you have to wait. I applied for Section 8 housing 3 years ago. You used to be able to look and see where you were on the list. Nobody can see it anymore. And I called Social Security, and they said, oh yeah, it's 10 years now. So if I go out on the street, in 2 or 3 years, I'll die. But I have no address. The only way you can get Section 8 housing is if you have an address. So people would be up in arms and say, what? Veterans? You're giving illegal aliens, especially the ones that are coming here selling drugs. They're coming here. First of all, they're not homeless where they're coming from. Neither are they jobless. They just know there's more money up here. And you are putting American citizens on the streets. And people with mental disabilities, anxiety disorders, depression, they can't get their medication. Oh, they can just go and make an appointment. What happens is they don't keep their appointments because they're homeless and they have issues, very difficult issues, especially anxiety and depression, or any kind of mental disorder. You miss one appointment, you don't get your medication. But the illegal aliens, they get your house, and we pay for it. And American citizens are dying, but they know, the Democrats, that they will vote for them. That's why they want them here. That's why if you get one party rule, the country turned totalitarian. We're living in an authoritarian, an Orwellian, I should say. It's Orwellian. Drones that are sending information back to China about us, telling us to stay apart. And the amount of suicides and drug addiction and abuse of children and domestic partners is skyrocketing. The people who have precancerous conditions aren't getting cancer screenings. They aren't getting, they aren't even getting treatment. Medical professionals are losing their jobs because the hospitals are shut just for COVID patients. So this isn't helping the medical community. It isn't helping anyone. It's causing more death. And people are out of work. People are starving. Sunday, I heard Las Vegas. There's bread lines in Las Vegas. For 2 hours, they only have 2 hours worth of food. And people are lining up. Already there's food shortages. This is your Democrat Party. They like death, don't they? Everything revolves around making us controlled, in fear, depressed, sick, killing ourselves. Yes, of course, the number one group in the country for suicide is white men, because somehow during that last administration, they were considered the most evil of all. But the women too. If you join that Me Too thing and you were marching in the street, the solidarity, well, they have classes, if you're white, to teach you as a white woman how you've been oppressing women of color. Even the Me Too movement is divided, and women are oppressed because how the hell do you know what this woman, what color skin is, what she had suffered? How do you know she's not like Fraulein Frizzell? Her father, Joseph, finally went to jail at 85. You know about Fraulein Frizzell. At 18, beautiful, beautiful young girl. 18, her mother died. And her father put her in the basement and raped her every day. She had about 8 kids. One of them died. And they rotted in the basement. And every day her children saw their father/grandfather rape their mother every day. And it was filled with urine and feces. And urine and feces in the basement, what happens? Turns to fungus. That's what they slept on every day. She was in that basement for 24 years until finally. So if you tell me that it's because of the color, only people with my grandmother was very dark skinned. My mother was a little lighter than her. And she was discriminated against. Yes, Italians were. They were considered black. You can't tell by looking at someone, the color of their skin, what they've suffered. Fraulein Frizzell, her name was Elizabeth Frizzell. You live like that, her and her children. Do you think she's going to survive in this world? How well can you survive in this world? And I can't imagine. I'm sure there's worse. But to me, that's the most horrible story I've ever heard. And she's German, so she's as white as you can be. So don't tell me the color of your skin makes you suffer or not suffer more or less than somebody else. This is why we're on house arrest. Bill Barr said you can't do this. You're violating everyone's civil rights. Well, it's easy fix. You get those Democrats in office, Congress, they'll just get rid of the rights. That's all they have to do is the Congress That's the legislature, makes law. And you get a Democrat president, Biden, who has dementia, who they want him in office because we're going to have an unelected body of dictators that are going to be advising him, telling him what to do. They want a drone there. They don't want somebody who's going to think independently, that might say, oh, this is wrong. This is too much. They want somebody who doesn't even know what's going on. And they're going to tell him what to do. It's going to be like the EU. It's an unelected body of dictators. That's what the EU is. That's what we're going to have here. So that's it. Our civil rights will be gone. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, gone. They're going to burn that Constitution. The founding fathers had slaves. No. The Civil War started, and I've seen documentation on this. Documentation from the time, like really old books, that have this. The South wanted to keep the slaves. When this country was founded, they said, the kind of country we have here, slavery was all over the world. And it was the Africans that sold out. They went to war. And the losing tribe, they brought the entire tribe to the coast and traded them. And there's always been slavery in Africa. There's almost 7 million slaves, Black Africans, keeping other Black. It's nothing to do with the white population. It's crazy. I remember somebody said to me, one of the videos I did on this, said to me, oh, what should be addressed is that reparations should go to the families in Africa for the people that were taken as slaves. They took the whole tribe. There is nobody left. There's nobody related to anybody. And it was the Black Africans did it. So everybody there is the winner of the war. Everybody there. Obama's father came from Kenya, right? Robert C. Byrd, 1988. He was the head of the Democrat Party. Robert C. Byrd died in 2011. Robert C. Byrd, the Voting Act and Civil Rights Act, he spent all night on the floor with all these books. It was the Democrat Party that filibustered to try to stop civil rights. The Republicans tried to pass it after the Civil War. They stopped it. And it was Robert C. Byrd who spent all night. He didn't want being the grand exalted Cyclops of the West Virginia KKK. They fought hard to not pass civil rights. But Johnson said, ooh, if we pass this, we're going to have those blanks voting for us for the next 200 years. And then when of course, he's Hillary's mentor, and then he dies in 2011. And Obama and Clinton eulogize him. And Obama puts his bronze statue in the highest place of honor in this country. Why would our first African-American president do that? Why would he do that? I remember watching the Colbert Report, and there was a Black coalition, and it was a woman heading it. I don't remember her name of the coalition. But she tried to convince Colbert that Obama really wasn't Black. And of course, Colbert didn't understand that. He's not Black. He's Black. She said, he doesn't have the Black experience. He's not a descendant of slaves. He doesn't know what we've been through. So you vote him into office, a guy whose father is from Africa, descendant of the winners of the war that sold the other Africans in chains, slavery. There's no mystery here why that happened. There's no mystery why he bombed Libya for 10 months and killed Gaddafi. Essentially, they ended bayoneting him in the butt, which is in Islam, that's where you can die, because it simulates the active. You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what your party is. Well, if you're Black and you're Republican or independent or libertarian, you're not even Black. You've lost your people. You can only be Black in the party of the KKK, the party of Jim Crow. And don't tell me they all of a sudden turned progressive. When did they turn progressive? When did they turn? Cenk Uygur said that they became progressive. They were always fascistic. The KKK, the terrorist arm of the Democratic Party, they've always been fascistic. When did they change? Why are you people Democrat? Why are you afraid not to be Democrat? Why are you saying that people who are not Democrat are racist? If 2011, you still had the grand exalted Cyclops, and then you honor him. The Democrat Party honors him. Democrat Party hasn't changed. Show me how they've changed. Show me. Because they're teaching the white women how we've oppressed. No, my mother couldn't figure out where I came from. I was just in my own house. She put me down because of the color of my skin, because I wasn't dark like she was. I know, except I can't say anything about it because see how white my skin is. Of course, you blame my father because there's some Scottish on his side. God forbid. Even she thought being dark-skinned makes you a better person. Mahalia Jackson, greatest gospel singer of all time. Her mother was dark-skinned. So those are bitter people if you're dark-skinned, in my mother's thinking. And I wasn't. So I've got, look at Joe is talking at it. Hillary referred to Bird as her friend and mentor. Hello there, La Dama. Let's see. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. That's right. He did not. The cameras were shut off. Camera was broken or was turned. The people, the guards were just off for some reason. Of course, he didn't kill himself. Notice how they're not talking about that anymore. Can you imagine all the people? And can you imagine all the people, all the Democrats that would be going to jail? And remember that we pay, if the senators in Congress sexually assault their staff, their interns, they sign a document, we pay them. It's our money, they pay them. And nobody knows, it's hush hush. They have to stay shut up. And you keep voting these people back into office. And Trump is the bad one. And Trump is the bad one. See, they want pedophilia. They want to be able to do things that not be against the law, be legal. So all of them, I think we'd be shocked at the number of people that were involved with Epstein. I think we would be. Spoopy Moo, I haven't seen you for a long time. You are like a modern day Cassandra. Cassandra. Who's Cassandra? Who's Cassandra? You'll have to tell me, Spoopy, Cassandra is. Eric, the camera was broken, and this is another reason why Epstein didn't kill himself. Of course, because there'd be too many. We would, you know what happened in this country? There'd be a revolution. We would get up and we would march to Washington and tell these people to get out of office. We would stand there until they were gone. Not only would we not vote for them, but we would demand, we would pitch our tent outside the government offices And we would get the names of every single one of them. And we would go to their homes and we would say, get out of office. We would yell at them. We'd tell them, go to jail. You belong in prison. We'd be protesting. All of us in every single state. The Capitol would be filled with, we would notice just how good and just how decent Americans are. Because when we see an injustice and these people are up there, how dare they make our laws? How dare they take our rights away? How dare they put us on house arrest and put us in a position where we want to kill ourselves? We're so depressed, we don't want to live anymore. How dare they do that to us? And they're doing all these crimes. It's like when people used to overthrow monarchies, any kind of government, when they saw how corrupt they were, the people get out. They stormed the castles, the government. Get out. And they're putting us on and they're letting prisoners go because, and there's nobody in the prisons that has COVID. They're putting violent prisoners back on the street. And there's, in one of the news conferences when the governor was talking, somebody said that, it said out loud, that somebody that was let out, a prisoner, had just shot someone. And they said, all right, time's up. And they shut off all the cameras. But they're putting us in jail if we go to a playground, put our kid on the swings. If we open up our shop, I mean, they're putting us in jail. And we're not doing anything against the law. And they're letting the prisoners free. Because, like I said, in every single fascistic communist government, got your black shirts, brown shirts, Red Guard, Red Army, Khmer Rouge. They were crazed, violent individuals. Those were the criminals that went out. They used them to intimidate the populace, beat them into submission, where either they would kill themselves or they would kill them. And then, because they were crazy, you can't keep them around, because they're going to realize eventually that you've used them. They're going to turn on you. So what they do is they kill them, like the Night of the Long Knives. That's what Hitler did to the brown shirts. And Mao killed his beloved Red Guard. You have to, because you have to bring order back. They don't know. But when they realize they're getting used, well, they kill them before they realize that. So they're letting the prisoners out. You see what's happening? And they're making us criminals. They're shutting us up. And for us, you see, we cannot communicate. We can't see each other. The only way we can is through this way. We can't get together and talk privately. There is no privacy. We can only communicate through every single mode that the NSA can gather all the information, everything I'm saying to you, everything you're saying to me. They have a log of everything that we're doing. We're not just locked up in our houses, getting sicker and going to get sick because we can't go out in the sun. But they have a record of every word that we're speaking. It's thought crime. Even if we don't do anything wrong, they say, we know what you're thinking, because they've read our tests. They've listened to our phone calls. They're watching me, putting myself out there, saying, I have to say this. I have to do this. We have to keep our eyes open. We have to know what's going on. We have to get certain people out of office. We have to vote the right people in office. We have to take our country back. Wasn't it Jefferson that said that the people should not fear the government? That's tyranny. The government should fear the people because they put the power in our hands to say if our government becomes corrupt, we can change it. But they've made it so we can't even leave our houses. The founding fathers didn't imagine things like these cell phones, and they gave us these things, and they're indispensable. We can't live without them. What would we do without them? We'd have to get a dime and put it in a payphone, which there are no more payphones. See, nobody uses their landlines anymore. They don't, what do you call it? When they spy on your phone call, what do they call it? There was a word for it, I forget. This is how they do it. And they know everything. And I'd rather put myself out on the line. If they're going to kill me, kill me. If you're going to kill me, kill me. Somebody's got to speak. Somebody's got to go out there. Somebody's got to tell you the truth. Even if it's silenced. Which this might be silent. So I say download this. Sonny put, download this immediately. Somebody, I can't download on this thing. This thing doesn't download. It's only a Chromebook. I can't afford a computer. I'm very poor. Download this. Get it out there. Get it on some other site. I can't put this on BitChute because I can't download this. I can't. But if I had over 1,000 subs, I could record it on my cell phone. But I can't because I don't have over 1,000 subs, you see. See, I'm silenced. And I'm never going to be over 1,000. I'm never going to be able to have a recording of anything I say to you. So it's up to you to download this and to keep it. Because I'm saying things that they want silenced. And I have to say it because you don't want a world without borders. World without borders. The only way you can keep track of everyone. They know where we are. Our cell phones are in our pocket. Everywhere. How dare they say, oh, we can't find your child. We can't find... What do you mean? You know where we are at all times. Of course they're going to chip all of us. How do you do ID cards for everyone in the world? Of course they're going to etch it into our flesh, who we are. And they're going to know where we go. There's going to be no place to run. No place to run. Even if we run to the Amazon or to the top of Everest, they're going to know where we are. And there's no borders. There's no more America. There's no more rights given to you by God, endowed by your Creator. It means that these rights are inalienable. They can't be taken away by any government, by any human being. These rights are by God. Our founding fathers were very good. It was the South. See, what I was saying earlier about, they said in 20 years, they said to the South, get rid of slavery because it doesn't belong in America. That's what our founding fathers said. And it was the South who didn't. So we are a country that went to war with itself. And 600,000 of us died to get rid of slavery because the South didn't want to give it up. So don't say that, oh, our founders, we must tear the statues down. We must rip up the Constitution and our rights because of slavery, which was all over the world, everywhere in the world. And it was the country that had it the least amount of time. We had it for the shortest amount of time. and we're still paying for it. And it was only in the Western world that slavery was abolished. Does this make any sense to you? We got 500,000 slaves, and these slaves propagated many children. And these children are here, and they're in academia, they're doctors, they're our greatest sports figures, they're writers, they're poets. They've brought music, different forms of music we'd never hear that didn't come out of Africa. And they're alive today. South America got 95% of the transatlantic slave trade. I'm talking about the worldwide slave trade. 200 million Africans were killed by the Arabs because the slave trade started 1,400 years ago. 1,400 years ago. And they only wanted the women to have sex with. When the child was born, they wanted sex slaves. They killed the child. And the men, they castrated. 1 out of 30 lived because they bled to death. Nobody talks about that. So America got 5%, which is 500,000. South America got 95%. That's 9,500,000. And they celebrate Spanish Conquistador Day. And they celebrate Columbus Day. Because South America was filled with human sacrifice. They flayed you alive. They even did that. The Native Americans in Massachusetts did that too. They take a brave from another tribe and flay him alive. You take the skin off, cut it off, and you pull it off in one piece. The Aztecs had a god that wore human flesh. So they did that. They didn't just cut the hearts out when they were alive. Cut the hearts out. And they eat the heart. And they toss the body down the steps of those pyramids. That's why I love archaeology, but I don't like South America's archaeology because it's all about killing. Then they cannibalize the body. They would kill 5,000 to 6,000 a day. The Spanish conquistadors came upon a monument of human skulls, 136,000 human skulls. What they did was they went to war just to get more people to sacrifice. And the Mayans, the rest of them, they sacrificed their children. So they would torture them for 2 weeks before they killed them, because you can tell if the length of time by the bones. They cut right down to the bones. If the injury, the torture starts to heal a little, then you know that they started doing this to them. It just didn't happen at their death. And there's I forget the name of I think it's in South Dakota, a reservation. They found 500,000 of a tribe were massacred. And they tortured them for 2 weeks before they killed them. The big tribes coming upon little tribes. So this wasn't a peaceful place before the Pilgrims came. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It's the haves and the have-nots. It's the poor people who, in England, when they realized, in England, they would hang you if you stole something. But when they realized that the colonies were using slaves, they sent these poor people to the colonies, and they were frail, and most of them just died because they were in bad shape. So it doesn't matter. They didn't care the color of your skin. They wanted to get rid of the underclass. Isn't that amazing? The thing is, it's amazing when you know the truth, let alone the reason why our skin has melanin in it. It's all to let a certain amount of light in. If you live in the north, you have to be very white to let a certain amount of UV light in. So it will prevent birth defects, so your body can produce vitamin D. If you live close to the sun, you have darker skin because you can't have that much sunlight because the body will not produce vitamin D, which helps your immune system get over diseases, prevents birth defects. That's all it is. That's all skin color is. That's all it is. Everyone has suffered. Everyone. And we're about, how many videos have I said we're on the precipice of losing our nation? Communism, I'm constantly talking about it. It's right here. It happened. And they're watching us to see how we're dealing with it. Are we going to be good? Or we have to let all the prisoners out of jail. The reason why they're letting the prisoners out of jail? It's because there's got to be room for us to go in. That's why. That's why. Put two and two together. We weren't panicked enough, climate change, to bring on socialism. And we know the science and all the BS about the sun things and the wind turbines. You can't make them without fossil fuels because they don't produce enough energy, and it's intermittent. It's not constant, it's intermittent. So you need electricity to back it up. And electricity, because it's intermittent, sun goes in and out, wind doesn't blow. They have to jack up. The electricity is jacked up all day. So we're using more electricity. We're using more fossil fuels just to pacify these tree huggers because they're so damned ignorant. And we're cutting down forests to put up all these wind turbines with the eye of Sauron. You know, the red lights. We're destroying our environment just to pacify these people who are stupid. And those bags, I said, you got to wash those bags. But you can't wash those bags. And you can't get those plastic bags, which we use them for free trash bags. And you could bring them back to the store. There was a bin, and you could recycle them. So that's bullshit. Excuse my language. All of this plastic comes from 6 rivers in China and 2 rivers in Africa. That's where all the plastic in the oceans come from. We have regulations here. So you send all our companies over to these countries who have no regulations on pollution, on fossil fuels. They make them cheap. They use lead paint. And all the poison runs off into their waters. So the people of China, the environment. That's why you don't want to eat anything from China. It's more than China. It's Sri Lanka, it's India, it's Africa. China is buying up land in Africa. China is buying up Italy. They have slave shops. They send their people to make textiles in Milan. That's why this virus got there. That's where the slave shops are. It's owned by China. And it's like, I'm not that stupid. You can't tell me, oh, it's reusable bag. Are you kidding? I use canvas bags in California and I wash them because I know they get filthy. And you can't recycle these things. And if you burn them, you're letting toxic fumes out in the air. You're going to kill yourself and any particular thing that's flying by. You can't. So you have to put them in a landfill. And so you take the land that is so needed for the undocumented citizens who are more American than we are, patriotic citizens that are coming over here. We need the land for them. They need houses. They need places to work and live and eat food and grow food. Don't you care about them? Let's forget about us. This country can't be a landfill, one giant landfill. We have to have housing and beautiful places for all the undocumented people who are coming in. I'm not that stupid. It's just, I see these things. It's like, this is obvious. So they send this virus over. China. How the heck do we know? Did you see those films from China about how bad it is and all these people dying? And they're lying on the floor in the hospitals. They're in body bags. It was Time that put out this clip. I was going to put it in one of my videos, and I said, you know what? Probably got a stamp on it. They'll probably take it down. So I did. You look at that thing and you freak out. Oh my God. Oh, you have my first video on coronavirus. I said, they're working on the vaccine. They don't care about the lives of their people. They don't care. They beat dogs to death because the meat tastes better if they're tortured. They killed people, taking their organs out alive because they don't like, they're against the Communist Party. They don't care about how many people die, but they know we do. So look at how awful this. I saw the screen freeze, so I wondered. So we look at that and say, my God, we'll pay any price for that vaccine. Look at the body count. At least if you saw these videos, they're frightening. As it turns out, they pulled down a video. In fact, well, I'll hook up somewhere. There's a video by Tucker Carlson. There's two doctors that said that they're being told to just write on the death certificate that's by death by COVID, because that's clearly wrong. And the amount of people that have been infected or have died of it is really 0.01. It's so small because most of us have already had it. It came here in the fall. And they keep saying the peak is coming, the peak is coming. We have to, we got to keep wearing those face masks, got to keep things closed. The peak is coming, the peak is coming. No, this came here last fall. But the amount of people who've had it and recovered from it, this came here last fall. Millions that's true, millions would have already dropped dead. The peak would have hit a long time ago. It's that we saw no difference between the flu, deaths of the flu or deaths from cold. Asthma, you could die from the cold. And a cold or the flu. That didn't happen. There was no peak. And there's no peak coming. We most of us, over 50%, have immunity to this disease. And they're telling us we have to wear these damn masks for a year. I've been looking all over the internet and I keep typing that in. I heard it on the radio. Listen to the radio. Let me tell you something. I told Styx this. This is why I know all this stuff. I said to him, you're not getting everything. You guys talk about censorship. The radio. I listen to the radio all day. And I surf the web. I listen to the radio, surf the web. I know good sources. Some sources, not everybody knows everything. I listen to a variety of sources, so I might know more than even the person that I'm listening to on the radio. So far, the radio is the last bastion of free speech. And I take in more news than I can make videos for. That's all I do is take in news. And I figure, of course, YouTube wants it this way. If I had more viewers, I'd be making more videos. I'd be making videos all the time. But not when you see you get some and then you lose, get some and then you lose what you get. It's an incentive to give up. And the trolls have entered BitChute too, by the way. Because I sent Styx a message about this. All of a sudden, I was getting tons of dislikes. All of a sudden. And he talks to them. He can talk to the people in charge anytime he wants to, because he's the #1 person on BitChute. And they told him, they traced it, and it was coming from one computer. It's a troll. The Democrats have officially banded together to try to get the people who are on BitChute that are trying to use their free speech. The only place maybe left that we have free speech, to get us to feel, well, I told them to stop making videos. If I get this many dislikes, plus, even if it is a troll farm, people are going to go onto BitChute and they're going to see that your video has thousands of dislikes. And all your videos have all these dislikes. They're not going to watch your videos. They're not going to sub to you. You'll leave. And that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. So if you know that, ignore the dislikes. And there's got to be something wrong with the sub count. It just does. It doesn't make any sense. So I better get off. Notice my asthma because of those damn masks. That's what happened. The mask got full of. I was looking for a clean mask and got dust on it. So you put it up to your face, you're breathing it in. It could kill me wearing those damn masks. See, BitChute was untouchable. I thought, no, Snoopy, not anymore. Ask Styx. I mean, I even told Styx before he told me. I said, this is why they're doing it. And he said, yeah, this is what he talked to the people in charge. This is why they're doing it. No, it's not untouchable. You just have to ignore certain things. You must ignore the dislikes. Hello, beautiful Adama. Let's see. Snoopy, are you in the UK now? Yeah, I think Snoopy's is British. Are you British, Spoopy? He's been with me for a while. Very nice. Seriously, you gotta love AM radio. That's right, AM radio. Since the prof was outed, the traffic has increased. Just going out like Sweden. Sweden, no lockdowns. It's amazing. Amy Joyce encouraged. Hi, Amy. She's so good. She writes me and she gives me some good advice. She does. I know he's Amy Rivas, GI. They live in Spain, and I want to get together with him and do live streams, or just do videos together. But the whole time differential, but we'll figure something out. But he's very good. He's very smart. I don't want to say anymore. At least not on this platform. I've said it before, but he verified it. He knows a lot because he was in the military. Find a way, sweet. Gates and Soros have taken the totalitarian tiptoe. In October, a thing called Event 201, held by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It, with Johns Hopkins University, did a tabletop experiment about a virus that infected Europe and Venezuela, and how many people would die of that virus if it spread. They played out a whole scenario in Event 201 about a pandemic. And that was October. And the virus had already, or had come over probably shortly after Event 201. And he has said out loud years ago that too many people, the population of the Earth must go down to 500 million. Just enough of us to work for them, but we're taking their air, we're taking their land, we're using the fossil fuels, we're using energy, we're using the gold and the gemstones, all the natural resources. Too many people, too much pollution. I mean, how could you come out and say you want to lower the population to 500 million? And we're not shocked by it. People, see, they keep doing things, and we never get shocked enough to say to start to take to the streets. We're very passive about it, and these are shocking things. So these wealthy people are planning behind the scenes what they want, and this Event 201, and the virus had already made its way here, but we're doing the right thing. Herd immunity. It's better than a vaccine. You don't know what's going to be in those vaccines. Are you kidding? No way I will take it. No way. Your body, if your immune system is up to snuff, and that's why they say probiotics, prebiotics, eat this to keep the bacterial level in your guts healthy. That way you absorb all the nutrients. If you're not absorbing nutrients, like if you are a celiac and you are allergic to gluten, you aren't absorbing anything. So you create, and GMOs do the same thing. You're creating a race of people, basically all the people on the planet. You destroy their healthy guts, or their I haven't slept for a couple nights, by the way. But you destroy our ability to process food and to take in nutrients, so we can build up our bodies, be strong, and have a strong immune system, and our liver to process toxins out. Because if that's not functioning, milk thistle, by the way, if that's not functioning well, then we're taking in poisons, and that will kill us. So we are not in control of our own food. Monsanto, you have to buy the seeds every year because they patent it, and it's GMO. So we can't even take our seeds and grow them for the next year. It's illegal. They've taken our food source away, and they've destroyed it. By destroying that, they're destroying us. Our bodies that are designed to withstand a lot and become immune to things on our own, our God-given rights, inalienable rights, and our bodies are designed to fight all this stuff off. And our minds, instead we're home, and you can get the pot, you can get the alcohol, stay home, play video games, and dumb yourself out. That's what they want us to do. We can't do that. We have to keep ourselves healthy. We have to keep our mind sharp. Keep your mind sharp. If you're pregnant, make sure that baby is healthy. That's a person. That's the next generation. You and your child We need you alive. And we need your brain sharp as a tack so you can see what's happening. You can see what they're doing. And we can say, no, you're not going back into office. Term limits, people. Term limits. You people who are, whatever the hell you're doing with the interns, in fact, not only are you voted out of office, we're taking you out of office, and you need to go to this courtroom over here. And there's a judge and a little jury over here. They've got something planned for you. That's what should happen to these people. These people who are ruling over us and putting us in jail for daring wanting to stand in the sun. Watch our child have a smile on its face while it swings on the swing. No, that's illegal. You can't, there's no peace for you. You can't walk on a beach. You can't look at the sun. There's no moment of peace for you. No, we're in charge. Doesn't matter what we do. Doesn't matter how many people we assault, how many crimes we commit, how many bills we pass, and then we fill with pork to give to our friends, and our family can get extra money, giving them to their companies or making up jobs that don't exist. This money is going this place, to your friends, to your benefactors. They're criminals. They're all corrupt, all of them. Maybe, we all believe that Trump is not one of them. God in heaven, don't let that be true. You think that he's got a trump card. You think he's playing 4D chess. But if he was ahead of this game, what they're doing, it's possible that he has the Fauci and Burka there to show us, when you put these, and Baker, he's a rhino. He hates Trump. He says he's not a Republican. He's a total Democrat. Massachusetts won't be free till this is no longer America, until the next asteroid hits. To show you put the power in their hands. Your rights are gone. Your freedoms are gone. You are the criminal. You've lived a good and moral life. You get up every day and you try to do the right thing. You try and make people happy. So people just every day just try to put a smile on someone's face and do some act of kindness. I think he wants us to see what this country will be if you let them be in charge. And we're prisoners now. This is it. It's done. We're prisoners. Our lesson is to get these people out of office. Get these people out of office. They're all corrupt. There's got to be some good, let's say, soccer mom. How dare I say that? What's her face from Alaska? I forget her name. Regular people, good people, people with common sense, people who are not corrupt, who just want this country to be run honestly. And we want to just be free. We just want to breathe. We just want to breathe and look at the sun and the beauty of nature and raise our children to be good human beings, to leave this world a better place. But they want us to be prisoners. But it's the regular people that need to get into office. We need to do a switcheroo. Vote them all out of office. and take our country back. That's our only hope. That's our only hope, because we know they're all corrupt. They've got a slush fund. They have a slush fund and contracts where you shut up. You have to shut up. We do a crime to you, here's your money. You say anything about it, you violated the contract, you go to jail. These are the people who are ruling over us and making us the bad ones, making white people what did we do who've done nothing? When I was in grade school, for God's sakes, girl, she was African American. She was the only African American in the class, I think even in the grade school. And she was moving, and the teacher said, "Can anyone help Lisa, bring her stuff home?" And I raised my hand. First stopped. I raised my hand because I wanted to do a good deed. I was just like always looking to do good deeds. And I helped her bring all her stuff home. And she lived in an apartment building. And her mother looked at me and she smiled and she was so happy. And she said, "Thank you so much for helping my daughter." She was overjoyed that I helped her. And I'm the one who grew up not to be a Democrat. Everyone in those classes in that school, they're all Democrats. So don't tell me white people hurt black people, or especially the people who are not Democrat. As long as you're a Democrat, you're okay. No, it's the other way around. It was the only conservative or the only libertarian, whatever, not Democrat, not socialist. That's the one that raised your hand first. I thought back at that. I remember that. And I go, yeah. It's like, why didn't anybody want to help her? Why was I the one who stood up first and raised my hand? Yes, I'll do it. Without even thinking. And I didn't think I'll do it because, look, see, I'm not a racist. I'm a kid. I was second or third grade. Not thinking that. I just wanted to do a good deed. And the rest of them are Democrats and socialists. And I think when I thought of that, I go, that's interesting. That says a lot. So let's see. Spoopy. Trump is the best prez ever. Amy Joyce, we can't unless we come together. But divided, they have us all pegged. PF. Haven't seen you in a while, PF. Happy birthday. Glad I caught the notification. I'm glad you caught it too. See, I remember everybody. I do. Hi, Kyle. And you're a new one. New to my home. Let's see. Amy, the former president, started this narrative of race and started. Yeah, that's right. It was nearly gone. It was almost all gone. And all of a sudden, the first thing I thought of when I saw him, the way they dressed like the Kennedys. He wants to be the new Martin Luther King, the new Kennedy family. That's how they package them. And since this whole race thing was going away, we voted him in twice by white majority. How racist is this country? We voted him in twice by white majority. The only way he can be the new Martin Luther King, new John F. Kennedy, is you have to prove or break the system, break all the good things that have happened, destroy the country, get us all divided, and then you come in as the Messiah and the new Martin Luther King. Because there wasn't really a job anymore for Martin Luther King because it was pretty much over with. There's still some people of all colors. Guess what? It's all colors. It's not just white people. So he had to, I think personally, I think there's a certain jealousy of Martin Luther King. I mean, he has a place in history, him and the Kennedys. They have this place in history that you can't, nobody will sit in that seat. What's going to happen is, we have Trump. We have, I don't want to say save the white people, I want to say save the Americans. People are Americans. I don't care what color skin you have. I don't care what religion you are. I mean, as long as you're a good person, as long as you just say, I just want to leave the world a better place. It doesn't matter. We're all Americans. Why should we be divided? And we want a champion, the champion of the American, the championing of freedom, of rights given by God that nobody can take away. That's the champion we want. That's, I think Obama was jealous of Martin Luther King. Even the Democratic Party, they all want to say, see, the Trump supporters, the white racists in this country, we came in, we pulled down their statues. No, those were your statues. It was the Democrat Party that was fighting to keep slavery. They were the ones. It was Democrat Party Jim Crow that put those statues up. See, we took this. No, you're the ones who put them up. See, we made this. We got rid of the racists and the awful Trump people because you pointed to us and said racist first. We didn't know the game was even being played. Isn't this over with? But you see, you were accused of something that wasn't happening. They started playing a game. And if you were up on the game, you would say, racist. Okay. See, you're the racist, not me, because I said it first. We didn't realize that game was being played. But once we saw these protests, and the protests, the groups would come protest, and they would leave peacefully, and they'd come back. And they were being bussed into all these cities. Remember, a couple of years ago, Elvis's candlelight vigil. Black Lives Matter protested outside the candlelight vigil. Elvis, he was a man who was not allowed to live on the white side of town. He lived it was called Shake Rag. And that's the part of town where the black people lived. He was not considered white. And in 1969, he sang in the ghetto. Nobody would touch that song. Colonel Parker, no artist wanted to touch that song. But Elvis said, that's going to be my next hit. And I wrote that on social media, all over social media, what happened at Graceland. Little does Black Lives Matter know that Elvis sang about this in 1960. They're 50 years short. And you're protesting a man who's poorer than anybody in this country today? The Appalachians, yes. The Appalachians, which everybody forgets the Appalachians. They don't realize, and they don't discriminate against, Appalachians are not KKK members. They're mixed people. A lot of them are part Native American, even part Black. Elvis was mixed. So it's like they're not even racist, but it's so easy because they're so far away and poor. Oh, they live together, those white people. That's why they're all racist. They're not the racists. They accept everybody because they're a mix and they're poor, and everybody looks down on them because, isn't that awful? So that's basically what Elvis, oh, in the ghetto. And funny, because this year I'm finding these reaction videos, and they're African Americans. People are telling them to watch in the ghetto to see the reactions. And one girl said, I know Elvis doesn't know anything about the ghetto. I know how he grew up. His father went to jail because he changed a check. Because they were so poor, he changed the amount of the paycheck. So he went to jail for years. So Elvis knows that. The father built a one-room shack, shotgun shack. You stand in the front door, and if you fire through the front door, it goes right out the back. Shotgun shack. He built it for $180, and he couldn't pay the $180 back. So they took the shack away. $180 he couldn't pay back. So they went to Memphis and lived in Lauderdale Courts, a big housing project, the ghetto of Memphis. He joined a Black Baptist church and was the only white person to ever sing in a Black gospel choir. They saw him as equal. They knew he was considered color. And let me tell you, if you cannot choir, you can't be in it. He could. They didn't consider him white. He's no racist. If Black Lives Matter, they're so, they don't know. They have no idea. They think they're picking up a torch. Oh, no, we're the ones that are all white anyway. Most of them are white. It's like, no, you're 50 years too late. And you're calling a man a racist who is poorer than anybody that you'll ever know. Anybody that you'll ever know. And he died at 42, same age. Close Appalachians die about that age, or in their 50s. Yeah. So, my voice. I'll do this again. You know what? Everybody, I'm going to read every single comment. If anything, you've said something, and I'll bring up next time. But you can always send me questions, topics you want me to talk about. Yeah, is this stream running well? Because I see my face freezing a lot. So it's like, what the hell is she talking about? She goes talking about George Washington, and now she's talking about the Jetsons. What the heck happened? The thing keeps freezing up. So yeah, I'll do this again, and let me know any topic you want to talk about. And I've said things tonight that the ones who are spying on all of us, either they agree and they're being silent and they're letting us talk, and they won't rat us out because they know we just want to be free. We want them to be free. We want their children and their grandchildren to be free. We want America to be a free and happy place to live. We don't want much. All I want is a safe place to live, a place where I have a garden, a little backyard. I can grow something, and I can have my dogs with me. That's all I want in life. I can't ask for more. I'll never get. I know I'm never going to get any more than that. If I get that, that's all I want. That's all we don't want. We don't want the throne. Somebody else can have the throne. But you know what? We should take the place. We should take their place. They shouldn't be on the throne. Anybody who's clearly shown themselves as criminals, letting criminals out, violent, and making us criminals, they shouldn't be in office. We need to change everybody in Washington. in every government in this country. So that's why I think Trump didn't give you didn't get an order, let's lock down. It was a suggestion. It was the governors that made the order, that made it illegal, that put us on house arrest. Because Bill Barr said, this is against the law. This is an extreme infringement on civil rights. You've put the country on house arrest. So we see with really, if any of you people vote Democrat, really, this is what you want? This is what you want. You better inform. We all have to work. We all have to try to inform our Democrat friends. We have to do that. We have to show them the truth. And we'll have term limits. And one neighbor will go in to Congress, Senate, governor, president. And then, then our next door, now it's your turn, Mabel. It's your turn to go to Congress. I've done my 2 terms. Mabel's going to go now. That's the way it should be. It should be us. And then we come back. We don't need the title anymore. Don't keep calling me senator or congresswoman, governor. Mabel's doing that now. And then Jake's going to do it after that. We just come back home and be regular people. Real human beings. We just want to leave the world a better place. And do a kind act or 2 every day. And have a happy, healthy family. That's all we want. Keep yourself healthy. We've all got work to do. Okay. I think I'll sign off now. Good night, everybody, and thank you. I'm very surprised that I had so many people. Very surprised. Here, I can have attack. Damn you, face mask. Well, at least I'm gonna wash this. This. God, help me. If I get any dust in it, I'll die. To save America. I'm losing my voice to save America. She's still speaking. Because she has to. My last breath, I'm going to try to keep this world free. Okay, everybody. Thank you. This is my birthday party. Thank you. I haven't had a birthday party for years. I haven't had a gift for years. I made my own cake. Oh, I'm going to put this back in the freezer and get that butter off. Oh, you really should try making this cake. It's one bowl recipe. It's just, and it's really not hard to make at all. And do it like I do, scoop out the frosting on the inside. Wow, like coronavirus cake. A lot of my videos have copyright claims, even though I'm not using copyrighted music. They said that one I used Space Oddity, and they said that I'm using the remastered 2015 remastered version of David Bowie. It's not. It's Mike Massey. It sounds, he does a really good job, and it sounds like David Bowie, but it isn't. And I kind of wonder once they do that, if I wanted to monetize, none of my videos are monetized. I don't want any commercials. But if I wanted to monetize, I couldn't. I couldn't make any money on my videos if I had commercials. So I kind of wonder about that. But anyway, I thought the video was all right, whatever. And they said they can take your channel. If they find that your dispute, if you file a dispute, is wrong, they can take your channel down. So I'm going, good Lord. Just listen. I have the link right there. Just listen to the song. It's not David Bowie. But that's where the thing is. Oh, Felina has a surprise for you. That's the video. I've got Ronald Reagan in it too. It's about aliens. Anyway. Okay, I better say goodnight, and I'll take a shower and take some asthma medication. Okay, everybody. Thank you for coming. Oh, he married beautiful Adama. Mad Dog. Everybody deserves gifts. Oh, thank you. This was my because I ordered 2 orders from this company 2 weeks ago. And I still haven't. Oh, they're back ordered. And I said, well, can I order it again? Oh, well, if you order it again, it's going to be even more behind. And I said, oh, come on. I have to be by law. I have to wear them. And it's like, all right, I'll send it to you out for free. So this is literally my birthday present. I would never have asked for this because I don't want to wear this in 100-degree weather, humidity. We need to breathe the fresh air, and that's what will kill the virus. Instead, we're going to be on lockdown. We'll say, I'm going to stay in the air conditioning, stay inside the house, because I don't want to wear these damn masks outside. It's freaking rhinos, freaking Democrats, freaking socialists out there. They don't know. They still think it's a utopia. Wrong. But this is my birthday present. I made my own cake. How pathetic. Anyway, but it was nice spending it with you, all you people. Too bad I can't. It's like, come on over, let's have a party. Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't get together. It'd be great to have a backyard picnic. You know, everybody comes over, brings something. Oh, you can't do that. COVID. Ooh, somebody might have COVID. You can't eat that. You can't get near them. Can I stand next to the fire? Oh, that'll be okay. Thank you for showing up. Can you tell my dress is green? Does that show up? Because it's a lighter green than it shows up on the camera. It looks darker, but that's because it's me. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining my birthday party. It was a gift to me. What you did tonight by coming here and leaving all those comments, which I'm going to read everyone. If YouTube doesn't take this down, because I'm up my mouth and I've just spoken the truth flat out. What a gift. I thought maybe 2 or 3 people would show up, and like, if I talk to one person, that's still okay, you know? But this is amazing. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to, oh, that red button is end stream. Okay. I'm going to do it now. So, best color. Oh, you like it, Mad Dog? Thank you. Okay, I'm not